Junior want to not be on my I can't really see what did I miss. Ex-strippers.
Hey y'all, I'm Jenna Simone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm going to be showing you how I attempted these French tip nails with the Sassy Saints nail kit. I bought this kit over the holidays on sale. I think it was about $60 for 6 powder colors and then everything you see here. So before we get started, I'll show you everything that's in the kit and the colors I chose. There's 3 colors that come in the kit, and then they let me choose 3 additional. So I chose this pink Privatrix color, so like a light pink color. I chose this lime luminary color, a neon green color. I chose this sage seduction, this bluish green color. I was trying to step out of my comfort zone here and not just get pinks and whites. But I did get a white. I got pure white for the French tip. I got this lilac luster, so this lavender light purpley color, and I got this fancy French. So if you're doing French nails, this would be your base color. And then in here you can also see that they gave us a pen. So on each side, on one side there's the Nourish It, so this would be like your cuticle oil to moisturize your cuticles or hands after you get done with your nails. And then on the other side there's the Prime It, so you would put this on to prime your nails before you go through with all the steps after you're done like filing and cleaning them up and everything. And then also in here you'll see the different steps. So step 1 is the base. Step 2 is the activator. Step 3 is the top coat. And then there's a bottle in here, step 4, to clean the brushes once you're done with them, so that you can use them again later and they don't get all stuck and goopy. And then you'll also see that there is a brush in here to kind of dust off any excess powder as you're doing your nails. There is a file in here, obviously, to shape your nails. And then, I don't know what you call this thing on the far right, but I call it a spatula. I think it's to kind of push your cuticles back. That's what I use it for, but I'm not a professional, so I don't know. But anyways, let's move on to how we're going to take the nail polish off. I use this 100% acetone that I get from Target. And I heat it up by putting it in a bowl, and then I put the bowl in a bowl of hot water, because I don't think you're supposed to heat acetone up directly. It's a pretty toxic chemical. So you're also supposed to be kind of careful with how you dispose of it. But yeah, I put it in a bowl, and I just heat it up by putting it in another bowl that has hot water in it, kind of like if you're doing a hot oil treatment on your hair. And then here is what we're starting out with. This is what we're working with. You need to remove this color. I got these done at the salon. It is still just a powder nail polish, but definitely grown out and time to go. Okay, so let's get into it. Bring in my acetone over to the table. I put a towel down to make cleanup a little bit easier. Probably shouldn't use a microfiber towel like I did, because everything sticks to it. But anyways, I actually need to move this aside and file my nails. I almost forgot, you should file the polish down a little bit before you start soaking them in acetone. It helps it come off easier. So I'm just gonna file these down the best I can to get that shine off of them before putting them in the acetone. As you can see, I have my YouTube set up, so I have something to watch while I'm going through this process. This whole process definitely took a while, so good to have something to watch while you're working through it. So this is what they look like. As you can see, no longer shiny. And now we're ready to get them in the acetone. I'm gonna put a paper towel in there to kind of rub my nails on while they're in there, and then I'm gonna put a towel over my hands, so it should kind of look like this. I have a second towel putting over my hands while I soak them in the acetone, and I'm going to be rubbing my nails against the paper towel while they're in the warm acetone to get the polish off. And then 15 minutes has passed, and this is what our nails are looking like after I let them soak. all clean. My nails have gotten pretty long. I will probably cut them next time because they're actually starting to curve. But yeah, we are ready to start the fun part. Removing the polish is my least favorite part. So now I'm just going in, I'm filing them down, I'm buffing them, trying to smooth the tops of my nails so they're ready for the powder nail polish. And then also going around the edges with the file to get them the right shape I want. I really like the almond shape on my hands. Since I do have long fingers, I just feel like a more narrow shape looks better on me. So I tend to shape them in more of an almond shape. And then I went and rinsed my hands off with water only. This is how they're looking after I shaped them, filed them, and now we're ready for the color. So like I said, we're attempting French tip nails, which I've never tried with powder nail polish before. I haven't done my own nails since COVID kind of died down. I was getting pretty good at it during COVID. I tried a few different powder brands, but Sassy Saints popped up on my Instagram feed, and so I just thought, oh, let's give it a try. So we're going to use this fancy French nude color, pinkish nude color, and this pure white color to achieve this French tip. Yeah, and so I'm gonna start by opening the pure white color, and we're going to add it to this white dish, which is kind of curved on the inside and is supposed to help us achieve that curved white French tip when we're dipping. But we'll see how this goes, because like I said, last time I did my nails was during COVID, and then my liquid bases started to dry up. And I just kind of started to miss the salon. So when things opened back up after a while, I decided to go back into the salons and haven't really looked back since. But like I said, decided to give another try. So we're going ahead and putting this pure white in there. I did stir it. I don't know if that really does anything, to be honest, but I've seen them do it in the salon. So I just decided to mix it up a little bit. Just mix it up a little bit. Don't know if it's necessary, but there we go. And then we're opening our fancy French nude color, because this is the color we're going to be dipping our nails into first. This is going to be the base of the French tip. And when I was dipping my fingers in the actual container, I realized they're kind of small and my nails are very long. So you're going to see when I'm dipping my nails in here, it's going to look a little awkward because my nails are a little bit too long to dip in these small containers. So now that everything's all set up, we're going in and we're going to prime our nails. We're going to prime it before we get into dipping. And then we're attempting our official first step as marked by the bottles, the base. We're going to go ahead and paint the base on our nails before we dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. I'm not even going to lie though, these bottles are giving me a hard time. Like if you can see, the cap was coming apart and I kept having to screw it on and screw it back off to try and get it to cooperate. But these bottles, not gonna lie, were a bit janky. Just a little bit janky. So like I said, here we are, we're painting that base on. You don't want to put too much. And then we're dipping our nail into the powder. Now this is what I was talking about. See, the bottle's a little small, my nail's a little long, and so I was struggling a little bit. I had to do a little bit of twisting, clearly wasting some powder there, trying to get the whole nail in the powder. So this is not normally how I would dip my nails, but yeah, I kind of had to do some twisting action to get my full nail in the powder. Then we're just dusting it off lightly with a brush, any excess powder, but don't be too rough, just a little dusting. And then I am going to go on to the next nail, and I just do that to all my nails. Alright, and now we are about to attempt the French tip. I tried a couple different techniques with this, but first, of course, we're starting off with putting on another base coat now that we finished putting on our first layer of powder with the Fancy French. We're going to put a base over that. And then we're going to dip half of our nail into this white color for the French tip. So you can see I'm gently kind of using this to make a curved white line. It's not perfect by any means. You're gonna see me mess up a few times. My nails definitely didn't come out perfect, but they came out okay. And then this is the first technique I tried. I tried scooping that Fancy French color on the other half of the nail. And then I gently dusted off. I didn't really like this technique. It did not come out that well for me. And so I moved on to trying a second technique with the rest of my nails. So I think for the rest of my nails, I still put, of course, the base coat on there. Still went in and dipped it into the white powder, but instead of scooping the Fancy French powder on the other half of my nail, I just went ahead and I just dipped the whole nail into the container after I wiped off some of the white powder, and I feel like this came out a lot better. But something I noticed about these colors are they're very natural looking, very light. I was starting to second guess if the color was actually sticking or if I was just looking at my natural nail color. Because the white is so light, it kind of just looked like my own natural tips of my nails. But after a few coats, I could tell that it was in fact the pure white color. It's just very light. I don't know if all their colors are like this, really light and natural looking. I'd be interested to see how the neon color looks, or how the pure white color looks on my whole nail. I wonder how it would show up. So that's something I might try next. But yeah, these colors are just really light and not super pigmented, which you'll kind of see in the end. But I really just continue on doing about 3 or 4 coats of this on each of my fingers before we move on to the next step. Here's another view of it as we progress further through the process. I think this is probably the second or third coat on this hand. I started losing count, to be honest. And here's a close-up of all the nails. I tried to go back and fix a few, but I feel like I made them a little bit worse. And now we're moving on to step 2. We're going to activate them all before we file and reshape. And I'm just lightly painting this on each nail. I'm going to let it dry. I think I went through and painted this on each nail 2 times and let it dry before I started filing. And they do have instructions, but you have to scan a QR code to view them. So yes, this does come with instructions that you can read on your phone. Then, like I said, we're going to go in and file our nails again, smooth them out, because when you're dipping your fingers in the powder, they start to lose their shape and their form. And so you just want to go back in and reinforce that almond shape or whatever shape you decide to create with your nails. I also take the opportunity to use the file to file away some of the powder that got glued to my finger or to my cuticles. Just overall, this is your opportunity to kind of clean up your nails and make them look all pretty again. Don't forget to go in and buff and smooth out the tops of your nails as well, so they're not all lumpy and bumpy. Alright, Alright, and then I've rinsed my hands off, wiped them down with a paper towel. Here's how they're looking. Please excuse the cut on my hand. I'm always hitting my hand on random things. But looking good so far. Moving on to step 3. We're going to top it. We're going to put that top coat on. And again, I'm back to tussling with these bottles. The lids don't want to come off. So for every bottle I opened, I kept having to screw it on, screw it back off, screw it on, screw back off, and try to wiggle the little plastic cap out of there. But anyways, I eventually got it off, and we are applying that top coat, getting that nice and glossy finish. Yes, applying that to each nail. I think I let it dry and did this step 2 times as well. Then once you're done putting that top coat on, voila, you are finished. You just sit and let them dry. And then you're all done. I think they came out pretty good, but I definitely remember why I stopped doing my own nails. This is a process. It took me 2 hours to complete. It's very messy, powder everywhere. But yeah, I'm glad I can say I finally attempted it, and I'm not mad at it. I purchased the whole set, all the colors, for $66.75 total, which is how much I would spend to get my nails done 1 time at the nail salon. So if I just use this 2 times, then it will make it very much worth it. So once you're done, don't forget to use your cuticle oil, maybe put some lotion on, you know, really bring it all together. But this is pretty much it. This video was not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, of course, and yeah, just a little self-care moment. And I don't know, I might do another video of me just doing a solid color on my nails. I might try to do my nails a couple more times with this kit before I give in to the salons again. But let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
You said